Hello everyone and welcome to UFCD 6456. This is module 1 and as you know in module 1 we talk mostly about vocabulary. Here we are going to explore in this presentation the description and characterization of people and places. Regarding the characterization of people, we start here by saying that we are going to talk about the characterization as it was in the past versus how it is here in the present. So we may, as you can see, attribute characteristics that we consider as permanent for a long period of time in the past, and those characteristics count as defining of the people as we knew them. To mark the difference between the characteristics of the present and the past, we are, of course, going to use different tenses. We are going to use the verbs in the past in the same way that we use in a characterization for a person in the present. Namely, we use verb ser for adjectives for things that we consider that are inherent to the person, but we also need other verbs to make that description. And we are not here just talking about psychological description, but also physical description of the person. So we are going to talk about hair, for example, hair, nose, mouth, and also, for example, clothes. And in that sense, you also need to use verbs like usar e ter. So see the following example of how we can build a characterization of someone first. First, we are going to see the characterization of how he was in the past, here in this case, 2022, just by mere chance. So, to start, ele era gordo, ele usava óculos, ele usava camisa aos quadrados, ele comia muito, ele não fazia exercício físico. Those are, of course, just some conclusions that we take solely from a picture. But let's see how we can characterize the same person now. Agora, ele é magro, ele não usa óculos, ele não usa camisa aos quadrados, ele come pouco, ele faz exercício físico. Naturally, as you can see in one characterization and in the other, what is highlighted is the verb. Here in this part, you can see the present tense. It is a tense that you are already very familiarized with, and in the previous, we are using a past tense, but it's not past tense as you know it from before, pretérito perfeito simples. It is yet another tense that we use to make this characterization that we consider was for a long time in the past, and it is the tense that we are going to learn in the module 2 about grammar, but here we are just simply seeing how we still can use this tense regarding also the characterization of people in the present. Going forward, here are some adjectives that you can utilize for people. Of course, that there are many, and these are just some that may be the most common that we use for the characterization of someone. And in this case, we have adjectives that are more for physical characterization, and also we have adjectives more for a psychological characterization. Regarding the characterization of places, we're going to apply the same rules as we do for the characterization of people in the past versus the present. So when those places presented those characteristics for a very long time, we are still going to use this same past tense as we were using for people. And what is important to highlight here is that Even if this is a different past tense, it is still essentially a past tense. So when we are using that tense to characterize the place as it used to be, naturally those characteristics cannot be observed anymore. For characteristics that are present, we use present tense. And finally, we are of course going to use adjectives that are appropriate for the situation. See here this image of Lisbon. It is a particular place in Lisbon, and you have here that it is Alameda Dom Afonso Henriques, and what we are going to see is how we can describe the place as it was before, antes, and how we can make the description after, depois. Antes, Lisboa tinha menos carros, havia carroças de burro em Lisboa, a Alameda não tinha postes de eletricidade, a cidade era menos poluída. So, as you can see, talking about different things, but still we are using the verbs in the same tense as we had before. Now, let's see the difference to what we can consider now. Depois, after ou agora, Lisboa tem mais carros, não há carroças de burro em Lisboa, a Alameda tem postes de eletricidade, a cidade é mais poluída. So again, with the present tense that you know already very well. Here are also some examples of adjectives that you can use for places, and these are going to vary according to gender and number, also regarding what you are talking about, as you know adjectives work.